Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Pearce. This is a US politics extra where it's a bit of a sort of breaking news update. A lot of people have been talking about it for the last 24 hours. We're going to go back a little further before the whole 747 fracas scandal involving Qatar. And I have to say that the present American administration is the single most corrupt American government in the history of American politics, without a shadow of a doubt. We could talk about the insanity involving Trump's corrupt billion-dollar crypto deal, sparking outrage in Congress. So an Emirati-backed firm's $2 billion deal with Trump-backed crypto firm World Liberty Financial is threatening a bipartisan Genius Act. Well, this is the news that, and some people are calling this single setup the most flagrant example of corruption in American history in politics, whereby a Trump-associated company firm, the World Liberty Financial, is just raking it in with cryptocurrency projects and meme coins. Basically, the Trump meme coin, for example, you can buy an absolute ton of the meme coin and you can be an international entity. You can be a foreign government and spend inordinate amounts on Trump meme coin, and that be a way to get money directly to Donald Trump. Trump gets transaction fees and also I'm sure with their own investments in their own meme coin, get a bump if the price goes up, etc., etc., and all sorts of stuff like that is going on. That is insanely corrupt. This isn't the whole thing, but as it says, the Emirati deal that's headlined here isn't the only stir in the Trump-backed crypto venture. The Trump-backed crypto venture has caused. In late April, Fight, a company affiliated with Trump, promoted the Dollar Trump meme coin by offering an initiative private dinner to its top 220 investors, with the president at his golf club in Northern Virginia, and are later removed because it was controversial and seemed to be contravening rules and regulations, VIP White House tour to the top 25 holders. And of course, it was then found out that most of the top holders were almost certainly foreign investors, and the coin's value skyrocketed to as much as 80%. As much as 80%. Trump-linked crypto ventures have generated over $300 million in trading fees alone from meme coin and token sales since January. And there are claims that Trump is now I don't know the exact figure, $2.9 billion the richer since when he was inaugurated. Just absolutely incredible. But actually, that's not what this one is, which is an Emirati-backed firm being involved in crypto. So the Trump family's latest cryptocurrency gambit may have flown too close to the sun. Now the bipartisan Genius Act, one of the most comprehensive and pivotal attempts to regulate the stablecoin industry, is at stake. World Liberty Financial, run by President Donald Trump's sons, Don Jr. and Eric, is at the center of the storm. According to the crypto company's website, 60% of it is owned by a Trump business entity, and the venture's close ties to the president are clear. And a recent deal with Trump-associated business has Capitol Hill up in arms. On the 1st of May, an Abu Dhabi-backed investment fund announced it would use the Trump family's stablecoin to facilitate a $2 billion investment in the crypto exchange Binance. Critics in Congress are accusing the president and his family of pushing a self-serving crypto scheme that could undercut the very legislation they claim to support, so on and so forth. It just absolutely incredible stuff. And indeed, we could go and look at a company that Freight Technologies wants to invest in Trump's coin, the official Trump token, to try and get influence, I guess, try and get on side with the US government. Companies said, so Freight Technologies a $4.8 million market cap logistics tech firm, so it's fairly small, focused on cross-border trade between the US and Mexico, has entered an agreement to buy up to $20 million in the official Trump token to build out its crypto treasury. The company said it secured the funding through a convertible note facility with an institutional investor, with an initial $1 million tranche already committed. The capital will be used solely to acquire Trump tokens, making it one of the first publicly listed companies to do so. Decision follows a separate investment with AI-linked FET tokens, currently valued at $8 million, which the company said supports AI tools used across its logistics platforms. Buying digital assets for publicly traded companies isn't a new strategy, but it's the reasoning given here. We believe, they say, that the addition of the official Trump tokens are an excellent way to diversify our cryptocurrency and also an effective way to advocate for fair, balanced and free trade between Mexico and the US. In other words, they're advocating for, they are putting pressure on, or they're effectively giving money directly to Trump to affect free trade between Mexico and the US, given the tariff and tariffs being put on Mexico and the trade war taking place. This is just quid pro quo corruption. And, you know, you've got Trump's crypto dinner where plates cost $1.5 million, draws ethics concerns as president can make millions from the meme coin, from the Independent, similar sort of stuff. Dinners, crypto. You've got the club that's been set up by adjacent people to the Trump administration that you get to join the club. You pay $500,000 and then you get access to Trump. And it's grift. And it is corruption. And we haven't even got on to the main part of the story today. Okay, so the lead up to the main part of the story is this. We need to be looking at Qatar and the links between Trump and Qatar. Trump company strikes Qatari golf resort deal in a sign it's not holding back from foreign business. Okay, this isn't the main part about the airplane at the moment, but it gives you a sense of the context. So the Trump family company struck a deal Wednesday, so this is actually going back, this report's from the 1st of May, so this is a couple of weeks ago, to build a luxury golf resort in Qatar in a sign it has no plans to hold back from foreign deal-making during a second Trump administration, despite the danger of a president shaping US public policy for personal financial gain. And lots of people are talking about, well, how are you putting tariffs on foreign countries to try and stop investment going out from the US to foreign nations to buy stuff from them? You need to be building it in the US, and you as your own personal, you as an individual involved in your family financial business affairs are spending money out of the US in other countries, investing in other countries. That seems to be going against the whole kind of ethos of the trade war that you have started, the tariffs that you placed on other nations. Just seems to be rank hypocrisy. The project, which features Trump-branded beachside villas and an 18-hole golf course to be built by a Saudi Arabian company, is the first foreign deal by the Trump organization since Trump took office, unlike any done in his first term. Back then, he forswore foreign deals in an extraordinary press conference surrounded by stacks of legal documents, as he pledged to avoid even the appearance of conflict of interest. But of course, now, no such thing, right? Just conflict of interest seems to be the order of the day. Absolutely incredible. So Noah Bookbinder, president of the watchdog group who has sued Trump for alleged ethics violations, blasted the Qatari deal. You want a president making decisions that are in the best interest of the United States, not his bottom line, said Bookbinder. In addition to the Saudi Arabian partner called Dar Global, the planned resort north of the Qatari capital Doha will be developed by a Qatari company called Qatari Diyar, which is owned by the Qatari government, which would appear to violate the Trump organization's much weaker second-term ethics pledge that, while it would pursue foreign deals, none would include foreign governments. This is insane. When asked for clarification, the Trump organization said its deal was with the Saudi firm, not the Qatari one, though Trump's son Eric, who's in charge of the business, mentioned both companies in an earlier statement. Quote, "We are incredibly proud to expand the Trump brand into Qatar through this exceptional collaboration with Qatari Diyar and Dar Global," in other words, the Qatari government. So you've got, anyway, so on and so forth. You've got money going on, changing hands all over the shop with regard to the Trump administration. And again, if you're particularly dealing with foreign states, then that becomes a huge problem, because the Emoluments Clause, the US Constitution, says no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept of any present, emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from the king, prince, or foreign state. In other words, Trump appears to be falling foul of the Emoluments Clause. Right, now let's get on to the latest. But of course, okay, so last week we had the Trump Organization unveiling a $5.5 billion golf resort project in Qatar in collaboration with the Qatari government. Today, ABC reports that Qatar is set to gift Trump a $400 million luxury Boeing 747-8 jet. Someone please explain to me how this is okay, says Item Fishburger, but without the gaslighting. How is this not corruption? Exclusive Trump's first real estate project in Qatar to be announced. And then Trump administration poised to accept Palace in the Sky as a gift for Trump from Qatar. Okay, so what has taken place? Well, Trump has come out and seen off the rumours by confirming this. And he said, the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge, so he's saying actually it's a DoD that's getting this gift, not strictly true, of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in a very public and transparent transaction, so bothers the crooked Democrats that they insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers, MAGA. Just unbelievable claim here from Trump, and evidence, I think, of corruption. Now, Senator Chris Murphy says this isn't a good idea even if the plane was being donated to the US government. But Trump gets to keep the plane. It's simply a cash payment to Trump in exchange for favors. Just wildly illegal. So here are the details. Air Force One. The Trump administration plans to accept a luxury Boeing 747-800 plane from the Qatari royal family that will be upgraded to serve as Air Force One. A senior official with direct knowledge of the matter said. The official said the plane would be donated to President Trump's presidential library when he leaves office, allowing him to continue using it as a private citizen. The plan, involving possibly the biggest foreign gift ever received by the US government, raises substantial ethical issues. Yeah, absolutely it does. So Savchenko Volodymyr here says the ultra-luxurious Boeing 747-8, and you can get a sense of what this looks like and why Trump would like it. Well, anybody, I guess, would like having this plane to use, right? But there's that kind of opulence for a plane that would absolutely float Trump's boat. Which President Trump is set to receive as a gift from the Qatari Emir's family, is poised to become the most valuable present ever given to the United States by a foreign government. Aviation experts estimate the aircraft's value at no less than $400 million. ABC has called it a palace in the sky. The jet is expected to temporarily replace the current Air Force One, which has been in service for over 35 years. In Congress, discussions have emerged over whether this gift amounts to blatant corruption. The plane has already been moved to Texas, where it's being prepared for use as a temporary presidential aircraft. The Trump administration confirmed the upcoming transfer. According to Trump, the Flying Palace will serve briefly as Air Force One before being handed over to his Presidential Library Foundation. Meanwhile, officials in Doha claim the deal is still under ministerial discussion, likely due to legal concerns, as the US Constitution prohibits accepting gifts from foreign governments without congressional approval. Just incredible. So it will cost the Air Force hundreds of millions of dollars to outfit Trump's 747 from Qatar as Air Force One. So there's still lots of work to be done, and it's only a temporary stopgap, right? So it's only going to be in service for less than 3 years. The one he has is more than adequate, and the two more are on the way. WTF? What the heck are we doing here? So even if you accept this gift as not being falling foul of the Emoluments Clause, that this isn't somehow corruption, it's still actually, an expensive gift to be taken, as in it's going to cause you further expenses over and above what you need to be buying at a time when you are cutting loads of people's jobs and trying to find savings left, right, and centre. Absolutely incredible. So We then hear that this was given the go-ahead by none other than the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. So Pam Bondi is an absolute Trump fan, but it gets worse. Unearthed records show that AG Pam Bondi, who authorized Trump's luxury plane gift from Qatar, was previously a lobbyist for Qatar, receiving over $100,000 monthly. $115,000 she was receiving monthly from Qatar to lobby for Qatar, and she's the one that has given this the go-ahead for Trump. I mean, just my mind is blown consistently every day with what the Trump administration is trying to get away with, and oftentimes getting away with. So here's a thread on Qatar's corruption. Let's dig into the swamp of Trump's administration and its cozy ties to Qatar's deep pockets. From lobbyists to nominees, the stench of foreign influence is hard to ignore. Buckle up. Right. Pam Bondi, Attorney General, was Qatar's hired gun, raking in $115,000 a month in 2020 to lobby for the regime. She just greenlit a shady deal for Qatar to gift a $400 million Boeing jet as Air Force One. Justice for sale? You tell me. Kash Patel, Trump's FBI director nominee, was on Qatar's payroll until November 2024, pocketing cash for consulting. Didn't bother registering under the FARA. So kind of like the foreign agents law, if you like. Shocker. Want a loyalist running the FBI with foreign ties? Trump does. So, it takes money for Qatar, doesn't register it. Lee Zeldin tapped for the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, got cozy with the Qatari royals firm, Heritage Advisors. He claims he didn't lobby, but why hide the cash flow, Lee? Qatar's betting big on Trump's team, and we're supposed to believe it's all clean. Jared Kushner, Trump's golden boy, son-in-law, obviously, scored up a $1.5 billion from Qatar post-White House 1.0. During Trump's first term, he played fixer in Qatari's Gulf spat. Now he's cashing in. Family first, America last. He took like $2 billion of money to his kind of hedge fund or whatever it is, and you're like, why? Where's that money coming from? Why Middle East is lining your pockets big time. What are they getting back? Barry Bennett, Trump's 2016 campaign guru, pocketed $2.1 million from Qatar to push their agenda and trash Saudi Arabia on the sly. No thorough disclosure, no problem in Trump's world's ethics. What ethics? Corey Lewandowski, Trump's ex-campaign boss, ran a firm. Qatar paid $150,000 a month to consult. He bailed when it got too hot, but the checks kept flowing. Loyalty to Trump, not to America. Stuart Jolly and Mark Silversmith, Trump campaign cronies, got Qatar cash to set up meetings and push a grassroots pro-Qatar vibe. Minimal work, maximal profit. Sound familiar? It's the Trump's way. Why is Qatar so obsessed with Trump's crew? They're buying access to dodge accountability for human rights abuses and Hamas ties. Trump's golf resort deal with Qatar's state firm and the sketchy jet gift scream emoluments clause violation. Trump's ethic pledge is a joke. His team's Qatar ties prove he's running a pay-to-play scheme. From the White House to Mar-a-Lago, it's all about the Benjamins or Qatari rival royals. America deserves better than this circus. Trump's administration is a revolving door for foreign cash, with Qatar leading the charge. Where's congressional oversight? Where is the media calling out clear evidence of corruption and emolument violations? Demand transparency now. And of course, the irony is that Trump is claiming this is truly transparent. Just absolutely ridiculous. Representative Jamie Raskin, who's just a constitutional expert and just basic legend. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Trump must seek congressional consent to take this $300 million or $400 million, depending on who's doing the evaluation, million gift from Qatar. The Constitution is perfectly clear. No present of any kind whatsoever from a foreign state without congressional permission. A gift you use for 4 years and then deposit in your library is still a gift and a gift. So there you go. He's not particularly happy with that, obviously. And when your own massive fans, Laura Loomer, like right-wing extremists, but total Trump fan, have a go at you for this, you are probably doing wrong, right? Trump got loomered. Laura Loomer comes out and says, not only will the president of the United States be flying around in a $400 million jet paid for by Qatar, but don't forget our own US Attorney General Pam Bondi was once a registered foreign lobbyist on behalf of Qatar. Bondi was compensated $115,000 a month by Qatar. Qatar's given over $1.8 billion to Hamas over the years. That's an incredible amount of influence for Qatar, a country that harbours Islamic terrorists, to have with our most senior officials, especially given the fact that Islam is completely incompatible with Western civilization and the Judeo-Christian values in our constitution, says Laura Loomer, who also says, and by the way, I'm a big fan of Trump, etc., 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 as a preface to that. Sarah Longwell, who I've got a lot of time for, she is a former Republican, says even the most right-wing fever dream version of the Hunter Biden affair doesn't hold a candle to the naked, brazen, gobsmacking corruption of Donald Trump and his family. Honestly, I totally 100% agree. And here we've got another source saying we become completely desensitized to it, but it's genuinely unreal how corrupt this administration is. Tin pot dictatorship stuff. Yes, that is a US Attorney General getting paid $1.38 million to lobby on behalf of Qatar, and yes, she did approve a $400 million private jet as a gift. So on and so forth. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. If you knew all the stuff that was going on with regard to, from cryptocurrency to gifts to involvement of Trump business entities all around the world, and goodness me, I'm sure we can find those Russia connections. Oh, we have found those Russia connections. Go and see my interviews with Zarina Zabriskie, for example. It is absolutely staggering what these guys are getting away with, and yet Hunter Biden sent Fox News apoplectic, and Fox News are silent on this stuff. It's just, I cannot believe the level of hypocrisy that is at the heart of Fox News, at the heart of the MAGA movement, whereby it's one rule for everyone else, but a completely different set of rules actually for Donald Trump and his cronies and his family. It's just they don't mind a grift if they're either in on the grift or the grift is their guy. And if it's their guy, they can get away with murder, certainly with economic murder, metaphorically speaking. It's just, it's unconscionable what's going on. And I just, it enrages me that they're allowed to get away with it by their own media ecosystem. Why is it that Laura Loomer is the one that actually comes up and says, no, this is not acceptable? Why can't Fox News even do it? It just depresses me. Right, that's enough on this subject for now, but my goodness, it will no doubt rumble on. Let me know what you guys think.